Oh my god, you guys. I have not filmed something in like a month and a half, or like a month and a half maybe. My last upload was also a very long time ago. You're gonna be seeing this a lot later after I'm filming it, or a little bit later after I'm filming it, because as of right now, today is June 5th, and I have 2 videos worth of clips that I have filmed, and I need to, basically the first one is about burnout, and I've changed around a couple times, like what the actual structure is, what the overall kind of direction it is. I didn't like it the first time I made it. It just didn't really seem like it worked, and nothing kind of made sense together, so I'm just reformatting that completely. I'm gonna film a whole new intro for that, and yeah, that's gonna come out first, and then after that is gonna be part 1 of the Burnout Recovery series, and then so this will be part 2 of Burnout Recovery. I will talk about how I have been, what I've been doing, and how I've been. I just want to say I'm gonna complain for a second. I need to complain. I am really low energy right now. I'm gonna be a little bit more high energy for the intro I'm about to film for the other video, and so hopefully that'll kind of get me like ramped up. But there's been so much going on, and this week kind of unexpectedly became a week where it's kind of a lull in what's going on. And I know, like, myself well enough to know that with how poorly I've been, I can tell, like, I'm pushing so much down. It's like when those lulls happen, like, I know I'm gonna be functioning a lot less. I'm gonna be like probably just in bed all day or most of the day. It's not necessarily like something I plan to do, but it just happens. Like, it gets more like that every day, and I just find myself unable to get up and do things. I was feeling inspired though, so I do really want to film these clips, but I feel like I'm completely spent for the day, and what I have done to do that is take a shower and get ready and come out and sit in my car. I'll be so honest, when I got out here, I sat down and I was like, I think that's all I can do for the day. Because I have to get gas, first of all. I can't even go to the store without getting gas. But I have to go to the store because I'm out of water, and I need water. I'm dehydrated, and I don't have a water filter. So I have to just get water. But I literally am like, I cannot, I just feel like I'm just out of everything for the day, which is crazy because earlier in this week I was having days where I was doing all this stuff and like large tasks, large demands, and not feeling it. And it's just easy to forget that if I'm not feeling it in the moment, I will feel it later. And so now I think I'm feeling all the rest of the burnout, and then also it's just been a really chaotic week of the process of getting a car. So I like got out here, sat down, and like sometimes I get this like ringing in my ears really loud. It doesn't happen that often, but it's like my ears were ringing really loud. Like my vision was kind of out of focus. I was just sitting there like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh, I have a little bit of, there's so much water I have left. I've not been drinking enough water. Okay. I'm gonna film the intro, and hopefully that will be like a task that kind of gets me onto the, oh, I'm doing stuff now track. So it's like a gentle step, and then it'll start the momentum. So, yes. I'll see you in a bit. All right. I'm gonna turn the car on so it's not like so jarring when you hear the car noise start. Oh my gosh, my fan is on all the way.
Bluetooth. Waiting for connection.
Bluetooth is connected. Oh, it's not gonna connect. I turned my Bluetooth off. Damn. So, I have been, let's see. I'll talk about the car thing first, because that is one of the two main things that I've been doing in this period of not uploading, or like filming clips. Okay, this woman is just strolling across the street. I don't know what's happening there. I've been looking for a car for like kind of like 6 months at this point. I was really attached to a specific car that I was looking for, but then eventually I was like, it's hard to find. I'm like, I don't really need that car. And it's very, very, very reliable, and everyone who has it loves it. But it's like, throughout this entire process, my main issue that I was having is that for some reason I had it in my mind that like I have to buy a car that's gonna last me the next 20 years, and it's gonna be bulletproof, and it's gonna like have every single thing that I could ever want in a car, because I'm convinced that I won't have another chance to buy a car, which is like partially informed by the fact that after a certain year, like 2015, I don't want any of it. I hate the like, I'm gonna sound like such a pretentious person, but I hate any sort of like screen. I just don't like modern features in cars. I don't like the backup cam. I don't use the backup cam. I think it's so stupid because I can't see on the sides. Like, how is the backup cam helpful at all? I like much prefer to just turn around, because then I can see out the back and the side passenger window, so I can see if someone over there is speeding towards me and is not going to notice that I'm pulling out of my parking spot. Anyways, I've driven newer cars as rental cars, and I just end up so angry. I don't like the thing where they turn off at the stoplight. How is that not using more gasoline if you have to start it? It starts itself every time. I don't know. I think that's just me having a lack of understanding. But like, I like the feature where, this is just an example, I like the feature where there is lane assist, blind spot assist on the mirrors. However, every time I've driven one of those cars, I have this thing happen that just freaks me out. Basically, I'm planning to merge right. I can see on the mirror, it's showing that there's someone in my blind spot. I can see where that person is in my blind spot. I'm gonna turn left here. That feels right. So, but I know that there's someone next to me. I can see them. I know that they're next to me. I put my turn signal on because I would like to give the person behind the person who's next to me a little bit of notice that I'm about to merge into their lane in front of them once this car has passed me. But every time the car freaks out on me when I do that. It makes noises sometimes it vibrates to be like, no, you can't merge. I'm like, I'm not gonna merge. I'm just putting my signal on to merge when I have room to merge later, and it distracts me so much. It freaks me out every time because I'm like, oh my god, what's happening? And then I just have to try again in a few seconds once I'm like, okay, nothing's going wrong. I hate it. I don't like any of the driving assist features. I just don't. I feel like they don't encourage you to pay attention. To be honest, sometimes I feel better knowing that some other drivers have those features, but I think that if you're just a good driver, I don't think you should be using those features, because I think it's not good for your driving skills, and it does not encourage the driver to pay attention. Also, I just don't like driving automatic cars, mostly because I really just have trouble focusing. I zone out and I get sleepy sometimes, and it's just not engaging enough for my brain. So I find that it's safer as well for me to drive a manual car. But anyways, I'm very particular about that. And I'm like, okay, well, what if this car that I buy me lasts a long time, and then I go to buy another car and I can't get an old enough car, and like all the new cars like spy on you and stuff. I don't know. I've been way overthinking this. I've been like thinking it has to be like absolutely perfect and everything, and oh my gosh, I've been way overthinking it. I have completely like reached the end of my resources, the end of my rope for this process. Luckily, that happened when I found, it happened at the same time as I found like the best car ever. I love it so much. I think it's awesome. Well, okay, it's not as good as my current car, but it's freaking awesome. I love it. So that's good. But yeah, honestly, like if this current car falls through, like I'm just gonna try and get some of the major things fixed on my car and like just do this later, because it's like, it's been so much. I've done multiple test drives. I've gone like to dealerships like up to an hour and a half away. I took the ferry one time. Like, yeah, for this current car, I've done test drive, I've done the inspection, and we settled on a price. We just have to actually do the sale. So, yes. Yeah. Oh my God. Honestly, I'm so glad that it has worked out the way it has, because I love this car, you guys. I love this car. It's awesome. I am excited to show it to you. I've never been a car person, but it's like one of those things where I can feel it, like the roots are there. If I were to water that plant, it would grow. I would become a car person. I haven't watered it. I need to calm down. That made me aggravated talking about that. The other thing I've been up to is much more of like a happy thing. It was definitely took up a lot of resources, maybe like was draining, but draining is not the right word. It was in a good way. I was tired in a good way from this. I had a pre-planned trip to go visit my sister, so I did that and it was awesome. Trips for me are kind of a big thing. I learned from the last 2 times I traveled that I absolutely cannot work the day after returning from travel, because not only do I like I need to like lock down and hibernate for like 2 days after a trip. Hang on, let me figure out what I'm doing here. There's like a whole lineup. Okay. And not only that, it's like when the trip starts coming to an end, I start getting extremely anxious about anything that could stress me out, because I know that I need to be as calm as possible and use up the least amount of mental resources as possible in order to survive working again. I'm gonna fill up my gas because I don't want to just sit here on my phone, so I'm gonna do that and then be back with you. Okay, it's been done. It's $5.50 at the cheapest gas station near me. So I live in the Pacific Northwest. I live in Washington. Like, where else it's gonna be that anyways. Trips. It takes a lot of preparing for me before a trip. I have had a extreme fear of flying since I was young that I would say I'm recovered from. I would say I had a fear of flying, but it's still, I still, the thing that I experienced the most actually from that is nerves before a trip. That is kind of the last thing to get better for me. It's almost like it's like a preloaded program. Like I'm like, my brain thinks that I'm supposed to be nervous before a trip because like that's the pattern. That was the case for so long, but even though it's like, no, I don't actually need to be nervous because I'm not actually terrified of that. It takes a lot of preparation for a trip and a lot of recovery time afterwards. It's kind of one of those things where, like, before the trip, a lot of my resources are kind of being saved and delegated to be used on the trip, and after the trip, a lot of the resources that were used on the trip, kind of like, if like with spoon theory, kind of, I save a lot of spoons leading up to a trip, and then on the trip I use a bunch of spoons, but I usually feel pretty good because I'm using the spoons. And then after a trip, I'm kind of low on spoons because I have borrowed some of those spoons as well for the trip. But all that to say, it was great. It was so nice. It was literally the best. My sister's like the best. She's my favorite person in the whole world. I love her so much. And it was just really fun, and it was really awesome to see her. So yeah, that's kind of it. I have been resting a lot. I've been kind of nervous to like really like, you know, kind of just let go and rest, because I know it's like leading up to the burnout, it's happening because I've just pushed things down, haven't been listening to my own body and my own needs, and none of that stuff goes away. So I'm kind of almost like nervous about what I will meet, what will come up again when I feel safe again, and that stress kind of starts going away. But that's what this is about. So that's where I am in the process. Things are kind of chaotic, but I'm kind of preparing to like just really rest as much as I can. So yeah, I'm putting the kind of the microphone there. I feel like sometimes I hold it too close. The sky, it looks like rainbow sky. It was raining really hard earlier, so maybe there's gonna be a rainbow. There's some clear sky in front of me, but then behind me it's like dark gray and like completely covered in clouds. God, I'm trying to open this. I feel like the issue I run into these is like, it's less of a problem of strength. I feel like my strength for opening bottles is like pretty medium, but it hurts my hand so much. Like it burns, especially if it's like a bottle with the ribbing around it. It hurts so much, and I like can't do it. I have some soup. It's chicken tortilla soup, and I got some tortilla chips or corn chips to dip into the soup. So yeah, I'm feeling a little better today, definitely, but I'm not sure if it's because I feel better because I have more energy naturally, or if it's because I know that today is a day where there's things that I have to do and like go out, and like there's a socializing thing I have to do. So I don't know if it's just like my brain kind of prepares for that and like builds momentum for that, and then I'll just be extra tired tomorrow. I don't know. It's I struggle so much with interoception. It took quite a while for me to figure that out because of my bad interoception, but also like professionals, like therapists, have always told me like, oh my gosh, like you know so much about yourself, you're so like insightful about yourself, like it's so much more than everyone else, and like you know how to like describe yourself so well. And I'm like, there's a reason for that. The reason is that I have poor interoception, and it really freaks me out not knowing how I feel. And it's really important for me to know how I feel because there's a lot of like needs that are there, and I need to be able to understand what it is that I need and how to express that in order for me to be safe, even like throughout my life, and not have a meltdown, or not just like really like kind of break myself apart. So I've always been someone that like I dedicate and devote so much time and energy into studying my own mind. I spend so much time thinking and poking and trying and trying to get as much information as I can, and then I spend just as much time focused on figuring out how to turn it into words and how to communicate it. I spend so much time on this. It's the same thing with socializing for me. Like, ever since I was beginning to socialize with people, I dedicated myself to the lifelong study of humans and human behavior. I diligently and dedicatedly like studied it. Like, I was very I just studied really hard. I was really like studious and intense about it. My parents tell me when I was really young and they were first starting to bring me around other kids, I would just sit there like away from everyone else and watch everyone for like 30 minutes, and like I would be like figuring out like, okay, what's the vibe here and who's doing what and where do I fit in this. Like, I get so frustrated when all people see is that I have good communication skills and I'm able to mask, and I definitely thought I was doing better at socializing than I was, but it was to the point where no one was ever like, you're autistic. And I had friends. I just get so frustrated when people see that and they're just like, oh, you're just like that. Like, that must just be how you were born and you don't struggle. And it's like, no. I have dedicated my entire life to the intense study of human behavior and people. And also to the intense study of my own brain and of how to communicate the things in my brain. But it's like, you have to explain that. Like, it doesn't just, you can't see that. Like, someone can't like see that when they interact with me. I don't know. The therapist that I have now is literally the first therapist to ever make me see in the moment when I'm having trouble with interoception. And she is like very much like points out like all these ways in which like I'm not able to really understand how I'm feeling, and that is so helpful because it just like brings like so much clarity to like the just confusing mess that is in my head. It's just really just like miasma and fog in here. Like I'm so confused by so much. But that's enough. I'm not necessarily complaining. Maybe I am. And not really saying anything negative. I'm ranting. That's the word for it. So let me try to talk about something not ranty. I've been trying to figure out what types of things would be like interesting things to film for this channel, just like activities and stuff. I don't want it to be like anytime I do something that's not laying in bed, I have to film it, because obviously that's a terrible balance. So I'm trying to think of like, yeah, like what to do to have like more interesting things going on, but like in a natural way, in a way that's not like gonna introduce a lot of like stress, or not stress, but like, yeah, just like overwhelm me maybe. Because I love making videos so much. It's so fun. I have been doing it for a little while, just on a different channel that I haven't posted on in a while. Because I just haven't been inspired. But yeah, it's very fun. I like doing this. So I've been playing Water Park Simulator. I've been playing it so much. It's like to the point where like when I'm like going to bed, for example, like I'll close my eyes and I'll see like I'll just start like vividly seeing, like not like seeing, but you know, like imagining like the little symbols and stuff from the game. So I've been playing it so much, but it's fun. I've been stressed out. I think I'm stressed about the car situation, but I'm glad I'm feeling a little bit better today. Yeah, I'm running out of storage, so I have to stop talking for now, but I'll see you in the next clip. Sorry, jump scare warning. That is actually everything that I filmed for that, for this vlog. I would like to say that the reason that it's dark is because that was totally on purpose, and I'm in my new car, so I didn't want spoilers. Really, it's just dark outside, and I didn't realize it would be that dark when I turned the camera on, but yeah, let's go with that. So, I guess, in conclusion to what was happening in the video, yes, I did get the new car. I've been having way more trouble with the transition than I thought I would, but next vlog you will see the new car itself. No spoilers. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I hope it was relatable. If you're going through something similar, and yeah, just think, oh my god, I was supposed to have like 20 more seconds and it cut me off. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that things are going okay for you, and I hope that you have a good rest of your day or night whenever you're watching this, and give yourself some love. Okay, see you next time.